Hey, I'm back on the audiobook train, so I figured why not do a little audio check-in right now for the first 9% of Notes from a Regicide by Isaac Fellman, which is kind of a story of trans discovery, trans liberation, narrated by a son whose second family son, who is trans themselves, whose the family second family who rescued them from kind of sounds like from their abusive first family were a trans man and a trans woman that were married. That he's kind of going back through their lives to kind of figure out who they were, kind of in a recounting of, I don't know, of figuring out who he himself is and who they were. And they were complicated people, artists, revolutionaries. Indeed, how he opened the book is them as older people and him discovering them doing some kind of protest chicanery, sinking a ship, sinking a police boat on a canal. And it seems to be in kind of an interesting, I think, future America, which, because there's a New York City that's been New York City for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, which obviously is not the New York City now, which has only been New York City for like a couple of it's been hundreds of years, but not thousands of years. And, it seems to be a world where people can be trans. They came, Safrana came from a country ruled by Prince and keeps on getting the name of Prince. But you're able to be trans there, but you're able to declare whether you're man or woman. But because there's no kind of onus on that, you're expected not to actually to make a physical transformation. But she wants to make a physical transformation, and hasn't yet when she meets the man that is going to be her husband, Ifran, I believe, who is someone who is transitioned from being a woman to a man. And they're artists competing for a commission, and when they can't get the commission, Ifran hires the untransitioned Safran to dress in the dead woman's clothing that he's going to be doing a portrait of, because they're same kind of body type. So yeah, and we get that, and we're also getting Giffen's, that's the son's story of when being an abused daughter of this Simon, this mirror maker, who Ifran whose dealings with, and her him inviting Ifran over to basically say, this is what's happening to me, and I need help. So it's really gorgeously written, beautifully written, kind of discombobulating in its imaginings of this future world, which doesn't seem that high tech. I mean, there's artists, feels like it's a kind of, at least this part, New York is a very European New York, where maybe other places on the continent are different. I guess we'll find out. And they are revolutionaries. There's the repressive thing. There's Simon is very much a homophobe, and you feel like, okay, that it still reflects very much now. I mean, you're always, when a science fiction writer or a fantasy writer, sure which, is writing about a story, they're writing about now, even if it's a imagined, I wish now was like this, or they're writing about kind of this is how I see what the world feels like to me now, cast through a science fictional or fantasy lens. So yeah, it's a really good start. Quite rich. So I'm having to definitely, for an audiobook, which is why I wanted to pause and just sort of say, okay, this is like the first 9% of Notes from Regicide by Isaac Fllmn. I think we're about halfway through chapter 2, which is the long end. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.